What's going on, Guardians? TBL here, and the Dawning is live. It's finally time for the brand new winter event in the world of Destiny, and alongside it, we got ourselves a pretty big patch update. So, in this video, we're going to be covering the update patch notes that came along with the Dawning, or 2.5.0. Returning, of course, alongside SRL are the bounties and quests available from Amanda Holiday. Your SRL license quest progress has been reset back to 0, and new rewards have been added. Circuit racing gear that you obtained from the SRL license quest now has light and can be infused. So all that racing gear, you can infuse it up to max light. You probably shouldn't take it into a Nightfall or something because the perks are still going to be for, Sparrow Racing League, but at the very least, you can have that stuff at max light. Players will be able to obtain an SRL-themed helmet from Amanda Holiday at rank 3. You get about 1 per character from that, and players can obtain a Treasure of the Dawning from Amanda Holiday once they hit rank 5. That's 1 per character, a max 3 per account. So you will be able to get some of those Treasures of the Dawning for free once you hit rank 5 in SRL on all 3 of your characters. Now, in a sour note, Crucible bounties and the Jolly Holiday quest can now no longer be completed in Sparrow Racing League. So you won't be able to take that last word into the Racing League and finish that first step of the Jolly Holiday quest. And as you guys know, 3 strikes have been revised: the Nexus, Shadow Thief, and the Will of Crota. Now, another big note in terms of collections, pretty much all of the collection items from the previous event, the Festival of the Lost, like the Ghost and the Deviled Ghost, have been added to the holiday collection for players who had already obtained them. Next up, we've got a couple of big changes coming to some of our favorite vendors. For Xur, he once again sells exotic shards. That was a big change people were asking for quite some time, although he now no longer sells exotic weapon ornaments. You can just get those on their own as their own sort of standalone purchase. Xur will also now sell a larger stack of 10 heavy ammo synths rather than 3. The Eververse Trading Company, of course, also has some brand new items. Players will be able to receive 1 free Treasure of the Dawning each week by completing their first weekly heroic strike, so it's basically taking the place of the Radiant Treasures. And of course, completing a full set of Dawning armor from the Treasures of the Dawning on 1 class will grant you the all-new EV53 Glimmer Gold Sparrow and the Sunglow shader. Alright, now next up, let's talk about some of the changes to the economy. For starters, the free weekly Radiant Treasure has been moved from the Heroic Strike playlist to the first weekly PvP match completion. So those Radiant Treasures are still available, you just have to play in the weekly PvP playlist. And in a surprising move, there are some new bounties available from Petra to assist players in gaining Queen's Wrath reputation. This is another lesser known complaint about the game, since there was very limited options for leveling up with the Queen's Wrath faction. Additionally, players can now purchase Wormspore from the Vanguard Quartermaster. This is another big change people have been asking for ever since the Taken King went live. And now another big ticket item for the economy, skeleton keys have been adjusted. Skeleton key drop rates have been slightly increased in the Siva Crisis playlist, the Siva Crisis Heroic playlist, and the weekly Nightfall. Also, players will now receive a skeleton key for their first account Nightfall clear per week, so you can get 1 guaranteed skeleton key per week if you run a Nightfall. Next up, we've got some changes coming to Crucible. 1, they've added an ability for players to wave off heavy if everyone in the match does the wave emote in the first 30 seconds of a round. Now, this is something on the smaller side of things, but it's really cool to see Bungie implement a feature that the sweaty community has been using for quite some time. Inferno Rift and Inferno Zone Control have also been added to private matches, so you can have your no radar fun with your friends. Additionally, Supremacy's score to win has now been pushed to 120, and Rumble's Supremacy score to win is now at 40. And additionally, they've also slightly reduced the super energy you gain from Supremacy modes, so that teams can't super chain quite as effectively. And finally, we've got a few reward changes that I felt were really worth mentioning. 1, they've increased the drop rate for Trials of Osiris vanity items as well as the Iron Banner vanity and artifacts. And they've added select Year 2 Crucible legendary weapons back to the post-game reward screens and core playlists. These include the Red Spectre, the NL Shadow 701X, the Ash Factory, the Ias Luna, and the Party Crasher +1. Meaning you can once again get these fantastic guns from regular Crucible playlists instead of just the classic playlist, which they had been pushed to ever since the dropping of Rise of Iron. This is another fantastic change since a lot of people out there are still chasing those Ias Lunas. But alright Guardians, that's it for the biggest changes coming in patch 2.5.0, the one about the Dawning. Now there are quite a few more things in this update, including bug fixes and changes to the Grimoire. And if you'd like to read the rest of them, you can find a link in the description below that will tell you everything you need to know. But alright, it's going to be it for this one, guys. We will be continuing our coverage of the Dawning event in Destiny as the day goes on, so stay tuned right here to Planet Destiny. But I'm out for now. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.